Alright, hello everybody, it's Simmo here. Welcome back to another The Isle News video. So we have an incredible new look into the development plan for the Isle. Things have changed drastically. Now there'll be some stuff in here that you guys will probably like, but also some changes you probably won't. Again, my name's Simmo, and welcome to my channel. Leave a like if you enjoy this kind of content, and subscribe if you're new. We're going to be going over each of the new updates and the changes that were brought to them. Here we have the public roadmap for the Isle, and on the left we can see where the previous updates are all stored. Now I'm going to read a bit of what the developers had to say about this update, and I'll start off with their greeting. Hey Islanders! It's time for the release of our updated Evrima roadmap, which is predominantly based upon what we've learned through both Evrima's development process and legacy mistakes. The initial launch of the Isle focused on rapid introduction of playable dinosaurs with little to no diversity or playstyle. Though the Evrima roster is much smaller, the terrestrial, aquatic, and aerial creatures all have base implementation complete and shared features. With our observations of the active state of the game, as well as what has shown to be the most positive received aspects, we firmly believe primary development focus should focus on mechanics and not arbitrary roster expansion. So yes, as you can clearly see, the main thing that is missing from this roadmap compared to before is the significantly lessened amount of dinosaurs being introduced. But we can see that the devs have actually forward-loaded a lot of mechanics. So let's first off look at update number 4 here. Update number 4 is going to include the diet system, fractures, and the packy. The diet system ushers in an entirely new way to play. The food you eat will not only vary in satiation, but also its effect. Both good and bad. Growing at a steady rate will require your species to eat selectively and to travel great distances to find the best meals. Will you focus on maximizing your growth rate with a balanced diet, or do you prefer a more exotic diet that can lead to unexpected results? Which may hint at some hyper stuff down the line. We also have fractures, and they put this in as snap, crackle, and pop. Fractures are going to be splintering their way into the game. Gone are the days of the so often infuriating bone break mechanic of old that was in many ways an automatic death sentence. Fractures have a range from mild to severe, hindering your character accordingly, but also have more ways to be both applied and mitigated than you've ever experienced. And it's most appropriate that with fractures, they introduce the packy. No, not just for its headstrong attitude, but its literal dome-shaped skull. This thick-headed herbivore can cause quite the dent, and this makes the packy the perfect playable to make its Evrima debut alongside the fracture mechanic, which will be awesome. And I really think update number 4 is going to be amazing, because not only do we have the packy, the fractures, and the diet system, but we may get some other stuff slid in here. I'm gonna go back to what the devs say, and here they say releasing updates will now be merged into a single column, preventing the board from becoming cluttered while still leaving an archive of our journey in terms of previous updates. But as part of our drive to optimize our production process, we've split the updates into smaller chunks. These shifts should allow us to update faster while still focusing on delivering meaningful content that adds to the gameplay experience. Sub-updates will also share the same column as their parent update, ensuring that the majority of the roadmap is viewable without unnecessary side-scrolling. So yeah, we could get these 3 things in here, but maybe some other stuff as well. Punch Packet recently indicated on the Discord that we may get the upgrade to the water before update 4 even drops, so we'll just have to wait and see about that. But finally, to finish off update 4 here, I'll read what the devs say about it. Update number 4, diets and fractures, will now accompany the debut, diets will now accompany the debut of the fracture system. One of the main issues with current gameplay is the lack of an intricate game loop, resulting in players opting to spend the majority of their time in one area. The diet system will encourage and reward players for striking out into the world to fulfill their various needs, as well as providing herbivores in particular a far more meaningful gameplay experience. And while fractures can be inflicted in a variety of ways, it simply wouldn't be the same without a certain hard-headed, irritable herbivore administering them the old-fashioned way, and that would be the Packy. So very exciting stuff for update number 4. I'm hoping we still also get the Redwoods biome introduced in update number 4 as well. I know Dondi is working on the map expansion. Well, we don't see it here in the roadmap. I'm hopeful it'll still be here by update 4 or update 5. But moving on to update number 5, Ancestry. This is a big one. We finally get the nesting mechanic. This was pushed way out previously. It was in like update number 7. And now they moved it up to update number 8. And the nesting mechanic is, as you'd probably guess, male and female dinosaurs will be able to establish nests and incubate eggs, which you can invite your friends to spawn into as hatchlings. And you'll be able to help raise your friends or random strangers into a big family group, and it's a lot of fun. I always really enjoyed nesting in Legacy, and I'm happy to see it coming sooner to Evrima. But another big one, the skin system. Yes, we've all wanted to be able to customize the look of our dinosaurs, and that's what you'll be able to do here. The skin system will allow you to customize your dinosaur with different patterns and skins. The skin system will be an improvement on the Legacy version with more nuance, clarity, and options. And I really hope that that'll include a feathered version for some of our favorite dinosaurs out there, like the Utah Raptor. But what the devs have to say about update number 5. We've heard your feedback, and rest assured, we are well aware of the popularity surrounding the beloved nesting and skin systems, so we're happy to announce that they've both been moved up to update number 5, expanding upon each system, introducing a brand new one. The implementation of night vision, which has also been moved up to update number 5 from update number 6, will be a profound effect on the way players behave at night. During this time, it is imperative for us to actively monitor the balance between various species, hence why we've decided not to include a new playable as part of this update. Yeah, in the past, we were getting the Troodon and the Dilophosaurus alongside the improved day-night cycle with night vision, but Troodon still remains in update number 6, while Dilophosaurus has been removed. But update number 5, again, a solid one that many of us are probably very much looking forward to in terms of mechanics. The nesting and skin system were staples of Legacy, and one of the last things to be introduced to that before, well, nesting wasn't, but the skin system was one of the last things to be introduced before they stopped working on it. But moving on to update number 6. Update number 6 here, we see that we're getting the Gore system. Our Gore feature will include all the blood, viscera, intestines, and horror you can stomach. Or not, depending on your constitution. It's okay to look away. So like in Legacy, there will be Gore piles instead of just bodies disappearing after some of the food pool has been exhausted from eating it. We also have the Venom mechanic, our full swing implementation of all things toxic. This feature is dripping with stomach turning, damage dealing, mind altering nastiness. We recommend you choose your food wisely and huddle together when night falls for your own good. And of course the Troodon, because you can't have Venom without something to implement it with. This nimble critter, while not particularly dangerous on its own, can become quite problematic for a variety of creatures when operating in a coordinated group through the use of their venomous bite. Keep your wits about you, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. This creature is known to mimic certain noises, so that'll be super cool. I know a lot of people are super excited about Troodon, and it promises to bring a lot of new interesting playstyle to the game. So, what do the devs have to say about update number 6 now? Well, they say Gore will be a significant undertaking. Therefore, we firmly believe that it is appropriate to debut as its own focused update. We'd also like to remind everyone that the Isle is intended to be a survival horror game, first and foremost. The implementation of Gore will usher in a much darker tone to the game that is far more violent and visceral than what you've come to know. Our aim is to replicate the beauty and unapologetic savagery of nature. And while you may find poisonous plants out in the world, it'd be a tad strange if Venom were to debut without something designed to inflict that nasty bite, the Troodon. But the thing about poisonous plants, I didn't know. So it turns out there will be plants out there that herbivores could potentially eat that would make them sick. So I'm really curious about that, because I know we've heard about dangerous plants before, but never anything in detail. And I'm sure we'll have to wait until update number 6 is getting a bit closer for those details to surface. Now, we see update number 7 here is to be announced. It is going to be a little while until we get our look at this one. They're going to be putting it together, I'm sure, over time. But in the ongoing content column, this is stuff that could be coming at any time, really. They'll just implement it as they're able to. But what the devs say about it, in ongoing content, both the perk system and the UI overhaul have been moved into that ongoing content column. The perk system is designed to have interactions with various systems such as diets, nesting, and more. Therefore, we feel it's more appropriate for its implementation to be more of a process, akin to the Elder system. Given that the UI overhaul will affect all current and future menus / mechanics, it also makes more sense to be part of the ongoing content column. AI has been merged into a singular card to prevent the roadmap from being spammed with too many cards. In the past, UI were actually grouped into their own individual species, like they'd have the AI Utah Raptor, AI T-Rex, and so on and so forth. But now it's just all right there, AI inhabitants, all in one card. And once again, it's part of ongoing content. They'll implement it as they're able to and as it makes sense. Like, I'm sure that we'll actually start to see the beginnings of the perk system after update number 4, because the diet system is necessary for the perk system, as well as they mentioned nesting. So we'll start seeing it sometime here around 4, 5, and most likely probably between 5 and 6. Now, to finish off the roadmap, we have the inhabitants column here. This only shows a few of the dinosaurs actually coming to the game. But what the devs say about it is, the inhabitants column allows you to stay up to date with our various playables as they make their way through the development pipeline, including updates / adjustments to inhabitants that have already been implemented. Keep in mind, this list does not currently encompass the full roster of animals that we have planned for Evrima. It will be updated as time goes on. So again, very much ongoing content. They want to work on these mechanics first and foremost before they start implementing more dinos, because it doesn't make much sense to have to retroactively apply a lot of these mechanics to the dinos, and it'll probably really streamline the development process. But that's pretty much it for the updated roadmap, guys. Once again, we're missing a lot of dinos here, but so many mechanics have been moved up, and I'm really interested in knowing what you guys think about all of these changes that have been made to the roadmap and the development process for the Isle going forward. So thank you all again for watching. Love and appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. We cover all things the Isle and dinosaur games, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and join the family. But alright guys, thanks again. Appreciate you all. We'll catch you on the next video. Peace.